Hi, I'm Enchanting Nubian Nat. Welcome back. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Today I'm going to give you good news in this updated story. Abby Zwerner was awarded $10 million in damages after being harmed by a weapon by her 6-year-old student back in 2023. The lawsuit targeted the school's former assistant principal, not the parents, though the mother faced separate criminal charges.
Tell it.
It's been overwhelming.
One of the things that we talked about, why you wanted to tell your story and what it means to you to get to tell your own story.
I think just because it's coming from me, I'm the person who has gone through this experience and has been through the trauma, and it's my story.
It's a story that left the world in disbelief.
Several of a teacher shot.
25-year-old Abby Zwerner shot by her first grade student at Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia on January 6th.
Let's talk first about just how are you doing? How is your recovery going?
I've been doing okay. I've gone through a lot of obstacles and challenges. Some days are not so good days where I can't get up out of bed. Some days are better than others where I'm able to get out of bed and make it to my appointments. But, from going through what I've gone through, I try to stay positive, try to have a positive outlook on what's happened and where my future's heading.
You just had a surgery on your hand. What are the physical injuries?
The initial gunshot went through my left hand and ruptured the middle bone as well as the index finger and the thumb. The gunshot then went into my chest up here where it actually still remains. So I have a scar up here and I still have some bullet fragments up here.
So part of that bullet is still there?
Yes.
Do you think it will always be there, or do they think they'll remove it someday?
I think it'll always be there.
I asked you a lot about the wounds that we can see, but there are wounds that we can't see.
Yes.
How are you doing?
At first, it really shook me up. They were open wounds that I could see, and seeing an open wound on your body and remembering how you got it is pretty traumatizing in itself. I think it's been helpful now that they've scarred over, but it's still a reminder that, hey, this happened to you.
And, of course, it's a joy working with children, but it definitely comes with a ton of stress, doesn't it? So let's get into it, everyone. Her experience echoes a kind of institutional neglect that so many teachers know all too well. This happened 2 years ago, but it's still happening right now. And we know that so many educators have left the field. Back in January 2023, Abby Zwerner, a first grade teacher at the Rich Neck Elementary School in Newport News, Virginia, was hit by a weapon by the 6-year-old student. He brought an item to school that his mother legally purchased. So now we know that Abby, she was harmed specifically in her hand and even her chest while she was sitting at a reading table. The bullet narrowly missed her heart.
And Abby, we're now sharing this with the jury. So can you tell them again where this Section 3 came from?
The Rich Neck Elementary School handbook.
And the chart that the jury is seeing on those 2 pages, is that what was combined into one chart in the photo that we had just previously showed the jury?
Yes.
And can we publish to the jury Exhibit 9DC? Is it 9DC? Thank you. And if we can zoom in, that orange piece of paper behind your head is what has the chart on it with the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 behavior.
Yes.
And then if we can zoom in on the Level 3 behaviors on the second part of the screen, please read. And do you see what's on the screen at this time?
Yes. At the top it says level 3 behaviors immediately reported to the school security and or an administrator.
And in the student behaviors, is there a possession of a weapon listed?
Possession of a weapon.
And then next steps, that's for the administrator to do, correct? That was your understanding?
Next steps.
And if we, on this date, Amy Kovac went and reported it to Dr. Parker, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Responsible, more emotionally and mentally mature, she would have made sure that she would have put that weapon where her child did not even see it. And it definitely would have been locked, sealed tight. So this entire crime would not have...
Did you see right before you were shot that day on January 6, 2023?
The moment went by very fast. I remember Dr. Watson touched on it briefly earlier. The look on the student's face is a large memory that I have. I do remember it was like a very blank look, but it wasn't a blank look at all on his face.
And is that why you lifted your hand? Did you know what was about to happen?
Yes. Yep.
And what is the last thing you remember that day at the school?
The last thing I remember at the school. Obvious, I thought I was dying. I thought I had died. I thought I was either on my way to heaven or in heaven, but then it all got black, and so I then thought I wasn't going there. And then my next memory is I see two coworkers around me, and I process that I'm hurt, and they're putting pressure on where I'm hurt.
School bag and look in there and just see this device, this horrible, weapon that's in the school bag. And she had more than one occasion that day to change things around to prevent this crime from happening, and she didn't do it. So Abby, she sought out $40 million in damages, but she was only awarded $10 million. That was a shocker to me, because I really wondered, why wasn't she awarded even more money? Why not the full $40 million? She deserved it. After all the trauma she went through, this young woman, and has her life changed, her health has changed because of this as well. Excuse me. So the answer lies in the legal system's constraints. Civil juries weigh not only the harm that was done, but also the degree of liability, the insurance coverage, and even the institutional protections. So it's possible, YouTube family, that the jury believed that Abby deserved more, but they felt limited by what they could legally impose on a school administrator. But still, all in all, $10 million is a powerful statement. It does send a message that educators deserve protection. and negligence has consequences. So thankfully, this woman, she has a significant amount of money where she does not have to work again in her life. And she could even pass down this money to generations and even help her family members if she chooses to. But for so many of us watching this unfold as professionals in the education field, we've seen so many, so much disregard in many communities throughout the United States. Look at what's happening right now with this government shutdown that has been over a month. $10 million really feels like a fraction of what Abby endured. Think about it, her trauma, the surgery she's had, 6 surgeries, lost time of, enjoying her life, being healthy, the emotional scars and even physical scars. All of these YouTube family is priceless. And the fact that this happened in a classroom, which is supposed to be a sacred space for learning, it truly makes this news story, this crime incident, even more devastating.
You be seated. Thank you. Members of the jury, I understand that you have a verdict. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Will the foreperson please identify him or herself by number?
Foreman 37.
All right. If you can fold that piece of paper as you had it and hand that to my clerk. Madam Clerk, will you please read the verdict?
We, the jury, on the issues joined, find in favor of the plaintiff, Abigail Zwerner, and assess her damages at $10 million. The award interest beginning on June 1st, 2024.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Any requests from the plaintiff?
No, Your Honor.
Any requests from the defense?
That we schedule time for post-trial motions.
All right.
And motions may not be entered on the verdict today.
All right. So the court will withhold entry of a judgment order in the case. The court will further reserve all rulings and hearings on post-trial motions for a later date to be set by the parties. Anything else to take up at this time, Mr. Beniozen? Ms. Douglas?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, your term expires tomorrow, so you are still admonished by the court that because you still are in term, that you are not to talk about any of the cases that you've heard during this term, but you do not need to call back. Thank you very much for your service. It is an important service to all of us, and I know it has been a difficult service, but one that is necessary for the resolution of disputes in this country that I am very proud that we get to exercise those rights. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you are excused.
Have it again. I really believe in the citizens not having such huge access to these weapons, and they should have mental evaluations. If someone has committed a crime, if someone has had a mental episode or even spent time in, a mental institution, or, they have medication that they're using, these people should have an evaluation to see how their processing is, their thought processing is, how their comprehension is. I don't believe that they should be given or should be able to purchase or gain access to something that can be detrimental to the lives of other people. But as of right now, nothing has changed. And we know, unfortunately, there have been about over 3,000 children who have passed away because of, these weapons and the school mass crimes that occur all over, which is so unfortunate. But everyone, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And I'm so happy to present good news for Abby Zwerner. She deserves it. And every educator, anyone who's at the workplace deserves to be protected. So everyone, stay safe wherever you are.